We are used to the Earth safely orbiting our sun, tracing a highly predictable path year after year. That stability comes entirely from our local star. It provides the heavy gravitational anchor that keeps us locked in place, delivering the precise amount of warmth necessary for life to exist at all. Because we live in a solar system bathed in starlight, our astronomical defense systems and planetary tracking are entirely dependent on that light. To find hazards, we look for objects that either emit their own glow or reflect the light of the sun. But if an object doesn't produce light, and it is too far from a star to reflect any, our telescopes simply cannot see it. It remains completely undetected in the darkness. We feel secure in our cosmic neighborhood, but that security is conditional. We are only protected from the threats we can actually see. The deep void of space is actually filled with billions of what researchers call invisible cosmic orphans, fully formed rogue planets drifting completely aimlessly. Scientists estimate that there are actually more of these rogue planets wandering through our Milky Way galaxy than there are visible stars in the sky. Because they lack a host star to illuminate them, they emit absolutely zero light. They blend perfectly into the pitch-black void, rendering them completely invisible to the naked eye. The galaxy we live in is not primarily composed of brightly lit stellar systems. By sheer volume, the space around us is dominated by this massive population of unseen wandering hazards. These rogue planets did not form in the darkness. They originally coalesced within traditional solar systems, orbiting a sun just like we do. But at some point in their history, they were violently kicked out of their own solar systems by massive gravitational forces, often triggered by passing stars or shifting gas giants. Stripped of their orbital tether, they were thrown clear of their local neighborhood and forced into a permanent state of aimless wandering through deep space. Planetary orbits are delicate environments. If that gravitational balance is disturbed, the universe will readily exile its lone creations into the empty void. Once a planet is untethered from its star, it loses its only source of heat. As it drifts further out, the environment rapidly degrades. This visualization plots the catastrophic environmental shift of an ejected world. Without a sun, surface temperatures plummet rapidly, cratering at -400 degrees Fahrenheit. At that temperature, oceans freeze entirely solid. Atmospheres collapse and fall to the surface as ice, leaving the planet as a completely barren frozen rock. This deep freeze acts as the perfect camouflage. The total lack of energy emission turns these massive bodies into dead, frozen ghosts, entirely undetectable against the background of deep space. Consider what happens if a massive rogue planet quietly crosses the perimeter of our solar system. Because of its absolute darkness, our tracking systems wouldn't register the threat. We would never see the planet coming toward us until it was practically too late. The danger isn't necessarily a physical collision. The immediate threat is its massive, invisible gravitational pull, acting on our predictable orbital paths. This schematic demonstrates the mechanics. If the intruder's mass is large enough, its passing gravity could rip Earth straight out of its safe orbit. Detached from the sun, Earth would be cast into the freezing depths of deep space, where all life ends in days. A physical impact isn't required for an apocalypse. Unseen gravitational forces alone are entirely capable of casually wiping out a planet. But there is a scenario that is mathematically less likely, yet infinitely more violent: a rogue planet on a direct collision course with Earth. A kinetic strike of that scale would bypass any freeze. It would instantly shatter our entire planet into a chaotic cloud of space dust. Deep space is not an empty, benign void. It's a vast ocean filled with billions of invisible, lethal hazards drifting silently in the dark. Does the idea of a dark, invisible planet hidden in the shadows of space terrify you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.